Hi, this is Brian from the Speech Connection, and we are going to be reviewing a new iPhone app today from Super Duper. It's called Data Tracker version 1.0.1. And as it says right here, it allows you to track and email the percentage of correct responses for each student in a group. And this app just came out pretty recently, costs $1.99 at the App Store, and in my opinion, from using it so far, it's worth the $2. And I think if you have an iPhone or an iPad, you could find a use for this application during therapy. It could definitely save you some time and also make things a little bit easier for you when it comes to tracking data. So we're going to take a look at the application and see how it works. So here we go. The way it's defaulted is that they, I suppose, assume that you're doing group therapy, so you have a number of clients in each group. Currently, as it says, we have no groups on this table, so what we can do is add a group, and you can call the group whatever you want, whether you have specific names for the groups that you do therapy with at your site, or simply adding the group by the day and time that the group comes to your room. So what you can do is you can add the group, call it whatever you'd like, and then we'll proceed from there. So here, like I said, it has no group. So we're going to head and hit the plus button up here in the right-hand corner, and we'll add the name of the group. The way I've done it, set it up, is to add the group by the day and time that they're coming. So I'm just going to quickly enter in Tuesday, Thursday, 9 a.m., just for whatever reason I decided to choose that. So once we get the day and time in there, we'll just go ahead and hit done. And now we'll hit the little arrow here on the right by the group. And that'll take us over here. And the players would be the clients in the group. So Tuesday, Thursday, 9 a.m., we're going to go ahead and we have 4 players or clients. And we'll have to edit it to add the clients' names. Now, when you add the client's name, you can also put in text representing the objective for that particular client that you're going to be targeting. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly enter in some clients' names and some basic objectives that we may be targeting during the therapy session. And then once it's all entered and it's set up, then you can take a look at how easy it is to track data during the course of a session. Because I know me personally, I run into a lot of problems where I've got, all the pieces of paper on my desk and it's just kind of distracting, and I'm trying to keep check marks and pluses and minuses, etc. for all of my clients. And using this app, you might just have the phone or the iPad sitting on your desk or at the table where you're performing therapy. And then as you are doing therapy, you just simply hit the buttons representing a correct or an incorrect response. So I'm just going to finish entering the last goal or objective here for my last client. We'll hit done. And then as you see here, so you got our 4 players, our 4 clients for the Tuesday, Thursday, 9 a.m. group. And there's a green button representing the correct opportunity. So if they have a correct response, you hit the green button on that particular client. And if it's an incorrect response, you hit the red button. It's pretty simple, red and green. So I hit the green button here, and Johnny's doing well so far. Oh, now he's missed one. But I'm just going to go ahead and tap away here so we can have some data to look at. And it does it in real time. It calculates the percentage in real time and then also calculates the number of correct and incorrect opportunities or responses that the client has had. So let me just go ahead and fill up the data sheet a little bit so we have something to look at. So, now at the end of your session, you go down here in the bottom right-hand corner and hit the results. And it says here, group, Tuesday, Thursday, 9 a.m. And then also the date. And then down here it has our student name. And then Johnny and his goal. And Mary and Jim and Bob. And then also your correct, incorrect, and total responses. And then the percentage. So it's gone ahead and just calculated that all for you so you don't have to calculate it yourself. And then you can email it. You hit the top right hand corner back there. And you can email it to yourself. And if you maybe set up an email account for this particular purpose, and then you can go ahead and just send it to yourself or just transfer the data from here. But I find if you email it to yourself, then you at least have a record of what went on during that session. So like I said, it's pretty simple. And once you enter that client's name or that group, then you can keep adding goals and keep adding clients. I entered up to like 40 clients there prior. Now, instead of a group, as Super Duper has set this up, I determined that you can also add an individual. So let's say you see an individual client as opposed to a group. So instead of a group name, you can just add the individual's name, their initials, whatever you think is appropriate, and that would represent the group. So we'll go ahead and we'll enter a client in here so I can demonstrate for you how this will work. So Billy D. And then, so we're done entering him as the group. Now we're going to go ahead and enter the goals or objectives that we'll be working on. So instead of the players, instead of having individual players, you can use each player spot as an individual objective that you might be targeting for him. So again, you'd hit edit back there and just add the objectives that you're going to be working on with that particular client. And so, you might have some sessions that's a group session, some sessions that's an individual session, but, like I said, Super Duper seemed to default to setting it up as groups, but in, looking at the app, I determined that if I use it in this capacity, then I can still use it for my individual clients, and then just when I'm targeting multiple objectives during that session, I can keep track of data for each one of those objectives, which would be quite efficient with respect to tracking data and also increase the capabilities of the app itself. So I've just entered in some simple objectives here for the client, and so we're done with that. And you go back here, and there they are. So we got Billy D at the top and the 4 objectives that we'll be working on during that particular session. So I'm just going to plug away, add some data here again, green for a correct response, red for an incorrect response. And I'm just going to, again, fill up the data sheet so that we have something to look at. So here we go. And like I said, it tracks it in real time. So that's pretty nice. So it gives you an idea of where the client's at. So we're looking at our results again. And for group, it just has the client's name there, Billy D. And where it says student name, there's no way to manipulate that, but I think we're all smart enough here. So again, your percentage on the right-hand side, but under student name, like I was saying, it just has the objectives. And then we can reset the data if we need to. So there, just reset it. And then again, like I told you, you could email that to yourself as well. So the app by Super Duper, the data tracker app, I find is pretty efficient, pretty easy to use, and you can just put your clients in there, the groups in there, and the objectives that you're working on. You can easily track the data, and you can then email it to yourself. I wish you could email it in a format that then I could import into an Excel spreadsheet. That capability is not there. That would be nice, but I find that what it can do, it does well. And it's pretty simple to use and inexpensive. So if you have extra $1.99, head to the App Store, pick it up, and put it to use. Thanks for tuning into the Speech Connection, and we'll see you next time.